Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack. We survived slavery and then they gave us crack. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? 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 I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven?
Peace and blessings, family. I want to thank y'all again for tuning in to Taye Speaks, episode number 4. We got a very, very special guest in the house, coming all the way from New York City. Peace, Queen. How you feeling?
Peace. I'm good. Everything is good. How are you?
All is well. All is well. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Well, I am Queen MyQuality, and I have a show called My Quality is for Real, where I have real talks with quality people who have real purpose, like yourself. And I interview entrepreneurs, business owners, just anybody with a passion that is really out here living and, walking in their purpose. I'm also an actor. I have a nonprofit. I'm just out here just trying to live and create and, just walk in my purpose.
Right. I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. It's truly an honor. As you mentioned, I was blessed with the opportunity to come on your show. You had some real cool guests on there. I was watching it. I seen you had Minister Inky, right?
Yep, I had him on there. I had a few people. I actually got a chance to interview somebody that you just recently tagged. It's the artist out there in South Africa, CV No Ghost. I had a chance to interview him, and then Trey with the book. So yeah, I definitely have interviewed some really dope people. Like it's amazing how far it's come and how many people I've been able to like reach and just connect with.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's real cool. I think you interviewed also Knowledge Born. Was he on your show?
Yes, yep, Knowledge Born, yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep, I interviewed him as well.
Oh, and I got the shirt on representing. So
I see you. We both representing today. Thank you. I appreciate your support.
All right. So my next question is, where you from? Tell them where you from.
I'm originally from Fortworth, Texas. A small town right outside of Dallas, Texas, but that's where south side of Fort Worth, Texas. That's where I'm originally from, and I've been here in New York now, going on a year. It'll actually be a year next week. It'll be a full year that I've been here. Yep.
Wow. So what was it like growing up in Texas? You hear so much about Texas, but it's so big. You got so many cities that's known. Fort Worth. I think I got some friends that live in Fort Worth. But how was it growing up there?
Growing up there, I come from I guess you're typical. I come from teenage parents, but my mom got married when I was like 3. So I come from a two parent household. I got 2 brothers. Just typical. We grew up in the hood, but in our household it wasn't all the way hood. It was hood outside, but I grew up in the church and just from a small town. It wasn't until I got grown that I even realized how small of a town I grew up in, because that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? So, just very family oriented. Always was in church. Went to schools in the hood and just typical, like nothing extravagant, nothing too. I don't come from a silver spoon, but at the same time, I was blessed to. My parents, they definitely did a really good job, raising us and making sure that we had everything that we needed. But just a typical Baptist Southern hood life.
Right. No, that's cool. That's real cool. So how did you end up in New York?
Well, I ended up in New York, so I was in a long distance. We were in a long distance relationship, and then we just,
Okay.
decided to, okay, so one of us, I decided to, it made more sense for me to move. And so, I
Right.
moved to New York, and we just, it was a challenge at first, definitely was, coming from where, like I said, I didn't realize how country I was and how small of a town I came from, then coming to New York and just the different cultures and the different, just everything. So it took a while to adjust, but I love it. It's been dope. It's been dope.
Right, right, because that's what I was thinking. Like Texas is so different from New York. Like, how did you adjust and stuff like that? But that's real cool. I mean, man, I take my hat off to you for that because New York is so big. It's a cool place, you know what I'm saying? But it's just so busy. When you come from a smaller city, you could tell. Like you be in the store and people be like, "Hurry up!" Or you in line, or you driving, people blowing the
Right.
horn. When you in a smaller city, a lot of that stuff won't fly. They be like, "Hey, man, you gotta acknowledge me and stop," and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And then it's like every time I say yes ma'am, no ma'am, they're like, where are you from? Like it's just
Right.
certain things that, I didn't realize, like I said, growing up. And then where I'm from, everybody knows everybody. Like,
Hmm.
everybody cousins pretty much. If once we're moved somewhere down the line, we kin to each other. So coming here and not knowing anybody, you know what I'm saying? It was totally different. They, shout out to anybody from New York looking, don't be offended, but y'all rude. Okay. Y'all are
Right, right.
rude. Rude and always in a rush. And so, me with my southern hospitality and, my nice, they say I'm so nice and everything, but I'm like, I'm just being courteous. You say excuse me, you say good morning, you say thank you, you say yes ma'am,
Right,
no
right.
ma'am. So those little things like that was different.
Okay. Now, one more thing about that. Now, what about the demographics? Because I know in New York, you see people from all different type of nationalities and ethnic groups and races. Is Fort Worth like that, or is it mixed, or is it black or
No.
white or?
See, Fort Worth is predominantly black and Hispanic. And
Okay.
it's white people, but yeah, where I'm from, you either black, Hispanic, or white. And then coming to New York, it's just a real big melting pot. And you'll
Right.
see men that's about your color, your dark complexion, don't speak a lick of English, and that just threw me for a
Right.
loop. I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute, what? So yeah, it's definitely a big culture shock. But it's dope. I get to meet different people from all walks of life, like just Indians, Haitians, Jamaicans, Hispanics, and I learned the different branches of Hispanic, like Dominican. You got Dominican, you got the where I'm from. Again, you either black, Mexican, or white.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
I can dig it.
it's a lot of different. Hmm.
Let me see.